And good morning, everybody. This is Tom Adams, principal of Hamburg Middle School. This is episode 2 of our opening procedures for the 2021 school year. This morning, we're going to go over a few things. 1, locker use. 2, we'll go over restrooms. 3, go over the use of the cafeteria. And 4, we're talking about the nurse's office and the clinic. Thanks for watching. Good morning, everybody. Today I'd like to talk about 2 different things, one being our use of lockers within the school day here at Hamburg Middle School, and the other having to do with restrooms. There's been a fair amount of discussion about the use of lockers this year. We at the middle school discussed for quite a bit about perhaps taking away the access to lockers for our students. But for a couple of reasons, we decided that students should be able to be issued their lockers and get a lock and secure their belongings. First, we think it's a big part of being a middle schooler, especially for our incoming students coming in at 6th grade, the idea of having that freedom and responsibility that comes with it of having their locker. We didn't think it was necessary to take that away. Mr. Vidum, one of our counselors, did a tremendous job of separating the locker assignments so you won't have the same students in the same cohort next to one another, and also you're going to have not having the same students from the same homeroom all in the same bank of lockers also. So what we're anticipating is that our students, when they come in, and remember that's 7:25 for the buses, and it's between 7 and 7:25 for the walkers and students who are getting dropped off. At 7:25, the bell's going to ring, and you're going to have students who are able to go to their lockers, and we expect them to drop off their books and items for their later periods in the day, drop off their lunch, coat if they have one. It won't be phys ed equipment or phys ed clothes because they won't be changing for phys ed. But then they can take their backpack and their books for their first few classes and go to their first period class. You want to drop your cell phone off in your locker also. The reason for that is that we do want the backpacks to be used. I know that's a departure from years past, but we don't want as much locker traffic in between periods. But then students need to be able to arrange their schedule so they can pick up their belongings after a few periods or so, or just prior to their lunchtime. And again, that's the reason for that is we don't want the students carrying around 8 periods worth of stuff on their backpacks all day. We don't think that's a developmentally wise thing for them to do. So students at Hamburg Middle School will get their lockers, and they just simply will be encouraged and demanded not to use them every single period. All right, so that's a little bit about lockers and why we're having them this year. Thanks. And just a quick note about our restrooms. Students will see that there's a note on each door to our restrooms listing the maximum number of occupants. In this case, maximum occupancy is 2. And again, the rotation of cleaning and disinfecting those rooms will be a burden carried on by our custodial staff, and we truly appreciate their work on this. But it's going to be an effort for all of us, so just so students are aware of that as well. Certainly one of the things that we've been learning is that we're going to be changing up the use of some of our spaces in the school. That nothing is more evident of that fact than the cafeteria. So here's our cafeteria. You know it well for the most part. Our students will be using this for a couple different reasons. First, at 7:25 when they come in the morning, they can get their grab-and-go breakfast from the cafeteria. And then take it to homeroom to eat. But after that, this cafeteria is going to be changed into another setting for our ensemble programs, chorus, orchestra, band. All these programs will be using this space because we think it's really important that our ensembles continue to be able to rehearse with more than just a few people. So our music department has been excellent. They've devised a way of dividing up their students according to section for the most part, and they will be having supervised and instructed activities within the cafeteria, the band room, and also the auditorium as well. So that's a change for the cafeteria, and of course that comes with it the challenge of students eating in classrooms. I really appreciate the teachers' willingness to take that burden on of supervising the lunches within their classrooms as well. And of course the cleaning and disinfecting that has to go along with that. So that's just a little bit about the changing nature of our cafeteria for this year.
or just a portion of this year.
Just a quick example of how we are going to try to keep as many of the traditional Hamburg Middle School events and activities and work go on as possible even during this time. Our yearbooks for this coming year are all ready for sale. You can order yours at yearbookordercenter.com. The code is 4736, and you can see the early bird special there for $30. And from here, we can talk about two different places, one being the nurse's office and the other being the clinic.
Our nurse's office, staffed by Mrs. Krasinski and Mrs. Ford, remains the same. It's right by this stairwell here. The students, certainly our 7th and 8th graders, know this well. This stairwell goes up to the science hallway. But as we head to the health office itself, this will be used as it normally is for students, bumps, scrapes, that sort of thing. And the big thing is that Mrs. Krasinski will be the one assessing students who come down, making a determination whether or not a student or staff member is facing or dealing with COVID-like symptoms. Students who are facing COVID-like symptoms would not enter this area. The idea is to keep this spot separate. So here is our nurse's office here. And again, Mrs. Krasinski assisted right next to the nurse's office, but not sharing any wall, is what is now known as our clinic. Our clinic is the area where students who are experiencing COVID-like symptoms would stay until they get picked up by parent or guardian. You can see this area right through here. This area will be staffed as well. The staff member here will be using personal protective equipment. And you can see this is the exterior door. We mentioned this door yesterday. This is door number 16. And outside here is where parents can come in, parents or guardians can come in to pick up their son or daughter, or where the staff member who's experiencing COVID-like symptoms can leave as well. Keep in mind, those folks would leave with a protocol, with a signature indicating that it's understood what needs to be done to allow that student or staff member to return to Hamburg Middle School. All right, so that is the clinic. And just to get our bearings here, there's the hallway, leads down to the gym, auditorium, cafeteria on the right, and your art and tech classrooms are on the left. So clinic, and then just over here, our nurse's office.
All right, so that concludes episode 2 of Opening Procedures for the 2021 school year. This will be sent to you in written form as well within a few days or so you can get a handle on what your Hamburg Middle School student will be facing as they come in on Thursday, September 10th or Monday, September 14th. Please email me with questions. I'll do my best to keep up with that. I want to thank everybody involved for making our place one where I truly believe we are ready to welcome students back. We're working on a few things to make sure of that in terms of scheduling and such. But that's all part of the work that we've chosen to do. So I thank you for your patience and for your questions. Reach out with feedback as you wish. Okay, take care, everybody. Thanks. Have a good day.